Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. Check one, check two. Check one, check two.
1, 2.
What's up, Fli-City Blackout family? We back in the mix, getting to it.
Back to it.
Back
The new revamp, Fli-City Blackout, man.
See?
Hope y'all ready.
Turn yours.
What?
I turn yours down. Put yours. Okay.
There it is.
Yeah, man. Definitely though, man. We back in the mix, man. It feel good, man, to be in here, man. Just kind of just chopping it up, man. We talking about a few things. We talking Fli-City Blackout.
We definitely talking all Fli-City business. All Fli-City business. I mean, whatever you got going on in the city, man, we want to know. It's a platform. You can bring whatever information you want to put out, whatever you got going on. If you're an artist, rap, sing, poetry, dance, whatever you do, man, we gonna highlight you. We're gonna highlight you. Give you a platform, get an opportunity to be seen if you want to be seen. If you just want to come talk about, what's going on with you, your family, whatever it is you want to vent, you know what I'm saying? You need to get something off your chest. It's an open door. And just get in contact with us, man, and we'll make it happen. We're gonna make it happen, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the city. All about the city, man. All about this city, man. All about if you wanna get on here and if you do hair, you know what I mean? Get on here and show that. Whatever you got going on, man. Just get in, just reach out to us, man. You can reach out to me, Darius Hollins on Facebook, DeWaun Robinson on Facebook, or you can reach out on the Fli-City Blackout page and say you want to get on. You know what I mean? Even if you're trying to take a moment to escape to get away from your bad kids for a minute, just want a reason to get away from your bad kids. You know what I'm saying? Come out, let us know. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm just trying to get away from these rug rats. Whatever you want to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you got going on. If you other podcasts, you want to come talk about your podcast, come on through. If you got an event coming up, we want to highlight that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. We just want to make a platform for Flint. If you want to come on here and you want to perform a song, some of your music, man, come through. Whatever it is, man. So you got an opportunity, man. We just want Flint to be seen. Stop, boy. We just want Flint to be seen. Y'all see I got the little soldier with me. You want to know what I've been up to. If you want to know what I've been up to, when I go on hiatus, there's always a new life brought into this world. I go on hiatuses and I create life. That's what I do in my off time. I break kids.
You know what? One thing for sure, man. That brother gonna definitely go, man. Every time it seems like, man, we talk, man, he tell me he got a baby on the way. So it's like, man, I just be thinking like every time, and I know sisters just like he's in the process of having more babies. So, I love it. Right, you know what I'm saying. We here to populate the world, though, man. That's actually one of the real reasons why we here in this world and why we out here.
Be fruitful and multiply.
That's right.
Then, one of my favorite verses in the Bible is that the bed is not defiled in marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I could pound my wife out, with God in the room, and he ain't irritated, he ain't upset about it because I ain't doing nothing wrong. It's mine. That's what he gave me. So I get the pound that I want. So it's mine. You feel me? So I love it.
Is that how y'all brothers be feeling out there, man?
Hey,
just get the pounding through.
Just go through there,
you know
man. Take your wife down through there, man. Enjoy that time. You know what I'm saying, with your wife, man.
Right.
You know.
And after that, man, you got a special surprise, man. And just kind of talking about that, man. Like, when we saying like getting back to the basics elements of life, like, it's some real purposes and some real things that we out here for.
Yeah.
Sometimes, we out here living under the wrong oxymus of why we here.
Oh yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times folks are just out here just living and, just living and breathing, but not applying themselves. See,
At all.
with the most thing, with the most one of the most important thing is we're here to serve.
Yeah.
We're to serve the
That's
Most
what
High,
that's what
right?
it's supposed to do. Yeah.
And I know that we get sidetracked through life and stuff that go on and things that we think that we supposed to be doing. But at the end of the day, man, some basic principles, man, we should be following.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. That's just a quick little spew to to the public and just understanding, man. We got to get back to basics.
That's it.
A lot of times, man, we wonder why things ain't going right for us as a group of people, as individuals, or for families, right? It's because you're not in order, right? You're not connected to the source, and you're not connected to a higher power, right? Always understand and believe that it's something greater than thyself. And so, if you don't believe that, then and you don't, commit to the acts of trying to have a stronger relationship,
Right.
or build yourself, make sure yourself go closer to your reason to being here, man, then we just be moving aimlessly.
Right.
I just see it's like moving like
Empty.
that, man.
Empty. I'd have been there though. I've been there just moving aimlessly. Ain't nothing more aimless than the level 4 walk to child. Ain't nothing more aimless than that.
Aimless, bro.
If you've been in level 4, you know exactly what I mean on the level 4 walk. You know what the level 4 walk is.
Yeah.
That, man, because you don't get out the cell. You don't
Right.
really get out the cell. Some level 4s is 22-hour lockdown. Some might be 21. Some might be 20. I ain't never been, no one want to be 20-hour lockdown. Usually it's 21 to like 22 and a half hours locked down. You know what I'm saying? You might get an hour and a half out every day. But you go to child, you see everybody, all these grown men taking baby steps. I mean, baby steps, two child back from child. That's aimless moving, man. Aimless living, man.
Yeah.
But when I do talk about, I joke a lot about incarceration. I highlight a lot of the things that kind of make you laugh about the incarceration, but it's serious. I always deal with it serious. I still deal with a lot of guys that's inside, that's locked up. So it's always serious, and because I know how it really is in there. You know what I mean? And not just dealing with, the violence is one thing. Violence is one thing. It's violent in there. So violence is one thing. But when you get to talking about the conditions, it's the conditions, man. If you don't have nobody sending you any money, you know what I mean? Because some of us left the streets as the breadwinner in the family. So if you was the one with it, if you was the one taking care of everybody, when you go in, who taking care of you? Yeah. Ain't nobody got nothing to give you. You the one that been taking care of everybody. So I'd have seen guys like that in there that had it in the streets, but when they went in, they was down bad. And if you ain't got if ain't nobody sending you no money, I knew guys would tell you straight up, like, man, I can't work out. Like, why you don't want to work out, bro? Got no food to eat, man. I got no food to eat.
No, that's a real situation, though, right? Like, just take that thing when we talking about, man, you being, the breadwinner in your family, you know what I'm saying, and you taking care of your people and your situations out here in the community, in the streets, and then one day you just tricked off the streets, right?
Man.
And then now you in a situation where you used to be, making sure everybody else is straight. Now you're in a situation where you feeling the crunch, right? Because you don't have that type of support, or you may not have, some people looking out for you like you were looking out for them, right? That's a real situation, man. I think those eye openers to why it's so important to have solid foundations, right? And then more or less, man, the people that you're taking care of, the folks that you're around, man. One thing for sure, man, to be a breadwinner is one thing, but then two, man, you want to make sure everybody in position, man, to make sure that they self-sustaining.
Yeah,
at least we can all make sure we build together. We ain't gotta be just waiting on one person.
Yeah, don't just be the one you just, because it don't make no sense for me to just always giving to you, but not building nothing.
One thing, because people get it twisted. Like one person is out there doing a lot of the work, but at the end of the day, man, we need to make sure that work is spread around. Everybody is doing their part. So it ain't like, okay, well, if you go down, then I've been putting in the work and I've been holding it down. So I know what we can pick up at and I pick up your slack, but we're gonna make sure that we take care of you, but we gotta keep pushing, right? Because we got folks that depend on us every day, all day, right? That's the thing, man. That's like a father in the household.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Being the breadwinner.
Yeah, it is.
Making sure you send your family, the babies up, and making sure that they You know, they got like, you know, some ideas, some concepts, you know, that they want to do in life. You know, that's our job, man. And I think that's a wonderful transway to a conversation of, you know, why it's so important to have black fathers, why it's so
Oh,
important to be the head of the household,
be-
why it's so important to set the tone for your family.
because when you look now, you see our young men.
Yeah.
And even the men in our age group, like I had to learn how to be a man. I had to learn how to be a man, and I learned that in prison through other men that learned while they was incarcerated.
Yep.
Also, because my father wasn't around growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't have that, you really don't know what it is to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You really don't. You get this picture from you and your homeboys teaching each other stuff, and the morals and your principles for what a man is might be all the way twisted and messed up, but it's the best y'all got. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to really sustain something, to be able to really provide and build for your family. Now, when I say provide, okay, I know a lot of y'all, y'all hustling, you're in the streets, you're doing what you need, you're doing what you feel like you need to do. But and I used to be there too and use that and be like, man, well, I gotta do what I gotta do for my kids. But actually, you not, because you're gonna get tricked off the streets or worse, harmed in a way. You know what I'm saying? So now you got another generation of people without a father. These young men need real role models to show them what a man is, to show them that it's okay. It's okay to get in a job, get a career, and work. It's okay to figure out how to be an entrepreneur and build your own business legally. This stuff it's okay to do that. Right. It's okay that if you ain't got it all together right now, to build towards it later, because the fast track ain't always the best track.
No, a lot of times that's where we get it twisted, because we've been taught that the fast track is the best track. Just think about these boys nowadays, man. You think about this. If I got a chance to go make a play that's gonna take me a week, and give me 50 bands, right? Versus you talking about gonna work a job that's gonna pay me about 30,000 for the year. Come on, man. It's like the choice is simple, right? But then also you don't take care of the risk. You don't think about the risk.
Consequences behind it.
But for a young person, when you're saying like you ain't got no opportunities, man, that's enticing. I don't care what you be.
That's why I be trying to get them to understand. That's why I try to get them to understand. Okay, say you able to make a few plays. Say you able to make a few plays. You done ran up $100 grand in a month. Man, you ran up $100 grand in a month, right? Simple. But say you end up getting jammed up. You end up getting jammed up. They give you 5 years. They give you 5 years. Okay. So you break that down. You done made 20 grand a year. You really, in that 5 year span, you really only saw 20 grand a year. But not even that, really, because if you ran up 100 grand, you can't really spend 100 grand. Not for real, not the way you can really spend it. You can't really spend that money because they want to, IRS want to know where it come from. Right? How you got this money? You can't just your 100 grand don't spend. If your 100 grand in 2 months don't spend like a guy working a job that make 45,000 a year. Yeah. His 45,000 look way different than your 100 grand. You just hood rich on paper. But yeah, you that's it. You got all this money, but you can't do nothing with it. You fly. Yeah. You go buy all the clothes in the world. You fly. You go cash out on a car, on some nice vehicles. You can do all that. You ain't buying no house. Not no real house. All right, you could probably buy a little house in the hood, but you can't take that 100 grand. You can't go put 30,000 down payment on a nice house, $300,000 house with it.
Nah, because you don't have the necessary paperwork.
You don't have the paperwork to back that up.
Your
so you got guys in there, and I know people say, "But man,
well, if you just buy one outright, you can just say, for instance,
if you got the money to buy outright, and you go through a private seller, but here go the problem with a private seller. I tried it before. Here go the problem with a private seller. So once you get this private seller all this money, right? So and this was a private seller. Let me know this. Okay, once you pay me. You pay me, and I take this money and I go to put it in the bank because he not a street, he ain't in the streets, so he not putting money under mattresses and safes. No, he finna go load his bank account up. That's right, of course. Now I just want to know where he got the money from.
Yeah, I just made a sale.
I just made a sale on how. Who you sell it to?
Blase Sweet.
It's a paper trail now. So how did he pay for that house? Now you got to pay. Now the IRS going down the paper trail because they want to know where all this money came from. They want to know everything. They want to know how everything being spent because they want it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
They
You
want
know,
it.
the thing is, and I think what we're talking about is having your affairs in order. They definitely gonna ask you where that money came from,
Have your
right?
affairs in order.
So have your affairs in order, man. And so, man, this we just talking to you young brothers out there,
That's
man.
it.
That's out there getting to it, making it happen out there,
That's
man.
it.
We see you doing what's necessary. We see you doing your thing, and we very proud of y'all, man, for finding the lane, finding the way, man. But just being smart with what you're doing with your monies, right, and how you accumulate wealth.
Mm.
And I think those are the things like when we was in the streets, man. We didn't, we had the gift cards. We was doing a bunch of different things too. We was hustling.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
they got a
yeah.
different lane now.
They got a different lane now. They
And,
can go
man,
take one
I
trip
didn't
and come back with
man,
50, 60,000.
Man, I didn't, you know
Like
what I
what?
mean? And
You did what? Yeah, I figured 8 hours. Give me
Yeah.
8 hours. Give me
Yeah,
8 hours. I could turn my life. I could change circumstances.
man, like man, and you know
That's
what I'm
crazy.
saying? And it's just something that you want to, you know, it's like I said before, it's enticing.
Yeah,
But don't get tricked. Don't get tricked, my babies. Don't get tricked. This is the thing it is, man. Right now, man, we gotta learn to say, like, man, we gotta be able to put the work in. Sometimes it's gonna take us longer than expected. It ain't nothing wrong. Nephew.
he wanted it all. He wanted it all. He said he got something to say. Say, man, I got something to say.
Nah, the thing is this though, man. Like, man, for sure, man. Like, we gotta start understanding that. And listen, man, we got to put some sweat equity in for ourselves. We got to start putting in work for ourselves. We ain't waiting on nobody to do nothing for us. We ain't trying to take the easy route. Man, sometimes you have to learn to put some work in. It's going to take you time. It may take you some energy. It may take you some years. But at the end of the day, man, it's constructive work. I don't want to be putting in no work and then one day being swept off the street, right? Because just one mishap.
Yeah.
See, now we got to learn to set up ourselves for the future. I can't do nothing for my children when I'm locked up in the county. Expect to be shipped off in the morning. My thing is this, man. So we got to be very smart on how we're utilizing our talents because that means talents. And I always give it to the schemers and the scammers, like, man, that's talent.
Talented.
That ain't nothing like
talented,
that's just
bro.
You can do. You got to be understanding the numbers.
These young brothers and sisters and the sisters,
man. They know what they do. To
be able to do. I had a young brother try to explain to me that that's one of them situations. I explained how that go. It was over my head. I'm just sitting there looking and I'm thinking like, man, this boy genius. This boy genius. If he could apply it to something else, and a lot of times, like I don't point the finger at the young brothers. Like the situation we were in this city, and a lot of urban cities around America, man. The situation you put in, man, it's a trickling down effect from what the powers that be did on purpose. So it put you in positions. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that. But I do want you to know there's consequences. It is consequences to it, though. It's consequences to it. And I'll be trying to get y'all to just think about it. Like, okay, is it worth the consequence? Because I'm going to tell you now, when you first go through Jackson, I never did Fed time. So I can't tell you what it is like going in and doing Fed time. I got a lot of homeboys that did it. I got a homeboy that just came home from a 10-year Fed bit. So, but all I'm saying is, when you first go into Jackson, this is what I want you to think about. They put you in a room with a bunch of men. You're going in the room with a bunch of men. These men you don't know. These people that rode in from all around the state, MDOC. They come into Jackson, quarantine, and they put you in this room and they tell you to strip. And now you came in your county jail clothes. So the county got to take back everything they gave you. Drawers, socks, all that. Flip-flops, slides, everything you left with, the county taking that back to the county to be reused. So hear what I'm saying. You getting butt naked in a room for the other men. All y'all gonna be butt naked. So you smelling nut sacks and booty and musk, because a lot of men don't know how to clean, don't be cleaning themselves. You smelling all this stuff. Bad breath because niggas ain't brushed their teeth. All this stuff. This is just what it is. And
you got 30 varieties, 30 different breaths in one area right now, man. Listen, it's tight. Fight.
Yeah, you do. And the officers and the COs that they don't care. They don't care that you in there like that.
Too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, a lot of them do. But they don't care that you in there like that. So that's what you got to deal with. And then they telling you, bend over, spread your butt cheeks, lift your nut sack, cough, all this type of stuff. Like you literally performing in front of some old brothers for some old men. You performing for them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who Freaky. You don't know none of that. You don't know none of that, man. You performing for them. You think about this stuff, it's degrading. It's degrading. So when you think about like, man, okay, I'm finna shoot this move, I'm finna do this, I'm finna slide on the op. Is it really worth it? You got the brother that just shot the brother at GM over $20. You were working at a GM shop.
I don't know. The brother shot another employee.
Co-worker
over $20.
Over $20, a $20 bet.
$20 bet.
$20 bet. Shot and killed him.
Now, was it some beef or some friction behind that? You just gonna kill somebody for the $20?
For a $20 bet.
Maybe the principal.
It maybe the principal. But okay, so you kill somebody with $20 principal. Then he killed him at GM. He shot him right there in the shop. So once they heard the gunshot, he had no way of getting out the shop. They do lockdown.
I don't think he was expecting to get out the shop. Did you think he was shoot him in GM?
He couldn't have been thinking. Wasn't thinking at all.
This was sending a message.
It was sending a message. It sent a lot of messages.
All y'all on the line, listen. I told y'all, listen.
They said other workers,
it's $20.
Other workers were pulling money out their pocket like, if I owe you, here you go. Here you go. Here you go, man. You owe me some money too. No, but here you go.
Here you go.
But $20, like, man, like you threw away a career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, that was tight, man.
You gonna get
what was that, football? Man, that was crazy.
Was football?
Listen, my man. Listen, man. That was too tight. I would have let him ride for the 20. I'm gonna let you ride with $20, but don't let me see you bet no more.
Can't bet no more money.
Don't be coming around here eating around here.
Don't come eating around you. You better be starved.
I ain't gonna go in the plant. You know what I'm saying? It's everything, you know. Everybody is in there. Listen, we just gotta make better choices. I think that was just a bad choice. That's like making bad choices in life. Right? We gotta learn to make real sound decisions, man, about what we putting ourselves into, man. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that about the brother.
That's very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the brother got a family, a woman, some kids. I don't know. May do. You know what I'm saying? Probably he don't. But at the end of the day, he's somebody's son. You know what I'm saying? So somebody brother, all that, and you just and you threw all that away over $20. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna bash him for his decision. It was a bad decision, but I'm not gonna bash him for the decision. I'd have made bad decisions that landed me up in there and that had me like dog.
Thought about it the next day.
Yeah, like man, that wasn't even. This was finna happen. It just definitely wasn't worth it then. Because it's this I always say, like, okay, if you gotta go in there and you gotta do the time, you get put in a situation where you had to do what you had to do and you gotta do the time. You want to be able to wake up every day and look in the mirror and be like, I had no other choice. It wasn't nothing else I could do. You know what I'm saying?
And it is some instances where that takes place.
And it is.
You didn't have no choice and you did what you had to do.
And it just, and you ended up in there and it's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's a different feel. It still ain't no good feeling been in there, but that's a different, you can kind of justify, you know what I'm saying? And you feel a little better. But imagine 10 years down the line, after you just shot somebody with $20. Imagine 10 years into your bit. You got another 15 to go.
How are you going to explain this to your children, right?
What you leave us for, Daddy?
And, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough conversation to have. But how would you explain this to your children that, depend on you, right? You was making good money, you in the shop, right? You know what I'm saying? Certain lifestyle that we afforded ourselves. So, we expect this on the regular, right? You know what I'm saying? And now you just took that whole lifestyle away from your child. Man, it's just an unfortunate situation, man. So, but we see those type of situations and those decisions take place all the time. So when you got something to live for, this is what I be saying now. Like back in the day, we had nothing to live for. I think we did have something to live for. I just think that we didn't understand what we had to live for. Nowadays, we got something to live for, right? We got families, you got legacies that you're leaving. You got work that you need to be getting done here in the community because we depend on you to do your civic duties. But nevertheless, man, like, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing I'm saying, like, man, we got to understand to make better decisions, right? Yeah. While we out here, right? That's not going to put nobody in jeopardy.
Yeah. You got to think about that, man. And we don't.
No, we never
We
think about it
don't.
like
We
that
don't.
until we sit in the county and we just like, hey,
Mhm.
listen, man, let me go ahead and try and call these folks out to
Mhm.
get them out here. Hey, listen, man, I've been done wrong.
Let me drop
Like,
this on. You know what I had to shake? You know what I had to shake? I had to shake that word. It's the principle. I had to shake that term. I had to get rid of that term. Oh man, it was the principle.
Oh, you did
Because
something in the vein of the principle.
yeah, you be
Yeah.
like, man, you be like, man, what you do it for, man? That was petty. Be like, nah, it wasn't about that. It was the principle. Like, dog couldn't play me. It was the principle.
Yeah,
But in the end, but I had to shake that though. I had to shake that as a thought and as a way of thinking and as a way of life of living off of. Because if you move, if that's really like at the top of your list, principle. If that's at the top, if that's at the top of your list, then you better not have no kids, nobody depending on you. Your mama better not be living. So I'm just being real. Mama can't be living, granny can't be living, because these are people that love you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you break their heart when you do something off principle. Your off principle affect your son, your daughters, your wife, your girl, anybody that was dependent on you. Yeah. And you done snatched that away from them. You done snatched that dependence away from them. I did that for 13 years, snatched that dependence away. Yep. So you owned it. Yeah. I had to think about that. Like, ain't no more of me. You will never hear it come off my mouth no more. It was the principle. You never hear it no more. It's not, no. It's not the principle. Because whatever's going on now, it got to be thought out. Right. You got to think about it. I learned while incarcerated, I did learn something. I learned other than the trade. I learned they call it the camera effect. So now I look every situation I go into, I don't just look at it from my eyes. I have to look at it from whoever I'm dealing with. I have to see it how they see it, try to see it how they see it. Yeah. And anybody else that may be around. I got to take different views of the situation. Now, because what may seem worth it to me might not really be worth it if I look at it through different eyes. And with that's something we got to start doing.
No, I could definitely see that.
That's something we gotta start doing, because a lot of these brothers, a lot of these young brothers, man, I've seen y'all break down in that county jail. I've seen y'all. You know what I'm saying? You think it's cool because you slid on the op, but then next thing you know, when the consequences come, you ain't that same cool dude no more. Like the young brother that was on that video running from the that was geeked out. I slid on my ops, just slid on my ops, and he was turned. But you see everything changed when them boys got behind him in the video. Like his voice changed, everything. Oh, they own me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whole different story. Like, and it's just like that, it can get real. It can get real just like that. So you have to drop that on the principle and start thinking, man. Start thinking. Make yourself, your life and yourself be the principle.
Yeah, right, bro.
Man, make your life and self be principle. Like, man, I'm principle. My son, he the principle. My wife, my daughters, they the principle now. That's the principle. Ain't nothing nobody saying or doing that's gonna put me in a situation that in the long run gonna catch me off guard.
It's sad to say, but unfortunately, man, sometimes you have to learn that. Like, right? Sometimes, man, we be so impressed on trying to impress these people out here in our neighborhood, trying to impress our friends. It ain't gonna come out and bound us out when we fall in these situations.
Thinking about you.
Trying to impress this buckethead chick that you've been chasing around and trying to get a number and trying to look cool in front of her and do all this slick stuff and thinking that you making impact or making a move on them. No, sometimes, man, we be doing that stuff. We do it under the wrong vein, right? Until, like you said, a real situation take place and you find yourself in that situation where you can't get out of. And that's a real situation. It's like, all right, well, now I'm in this. And now I'm trying to talk to everybody and see, man, what's going on? What you think gonna happen? Right? You know what I mean? You know, let me try and call my folks. They ain't answering the phone.
Man,
I had some money out here, man. I can't get to nobody.
Man.
Right? You know what I'm saying? That's a terrible situation to be in. But then you have to look at what got you there. And a lot of times I don't think that we do. Like, look at what we into this community, right? Think about what we is in Flint. Right? We just went through we went through a pandemic. Right before the pandemic, we went through an epidemic with the water crisis, and then now we sitting up here trying to find our way back, and we still dealing with oil spills. We're still dealing with bad water. We're still dealing with high water rates.
That's crazy.
It's just unfortunate that we got to this situation where we got right now. But then also look at the fact of where we've been and how did we get here, right? How did we get to this point? How did we get to the point where we still talking about a water crisis 8 years later?
8 years later.
How we still talking about a settlement amount that has, just really been embarrassment for people. People won't even be taken care of from this settlement amount that's taking place in Flint. And it's just unfortunate. And we never put a value on our lives. Like they told us how much they were going to give to us, which was totally backwards. But then also look at us just not having the right leadership in place. We still got the same person in place that made the switch, was on city council when voted for the water crisis to switch to the Flint River. This guy is in office. He's not saying nothing about the water crisis. I'm talking about Sheldon Neely. He's not saying nothing about the water crisis. He's not saying anything that's talking about anything productive that's going to be making the Flint residents whole. Don't embarrass us with a $300
water credit.
For
what is a $300? The water bill is higher than that for the month.
My water bill was higher than that for the month, right? So
what's a $300 water credit.
So think about that, man. Think about that for a minute, and then that's why I'm just trying to get us into the mindset. Think about why we're here.
It's like a slap in the face, really,
and a kick in the behind.
Man, that is.
I always say, like, man, and I know us brothers, we be like, man, forget it, man. We ain't even go vote. We ain't even go get involved. We don't be engaged. Man, it's in peril that we get involved. We get engaged because you know what? If we don't stand up and do anything right now, P, ain't nothing is happening after this. Nothing is going on because they don't even have the knowledge. They haven't been here. I'm talking about the generation coming up.
Yeah.
They were babies during the water crisis. They don't understand the history of Flint. They don't understand how we didn't got here. They don't understand the transitions that took place even within the last couple of decades. So they're going to be having a real hard fight. They're not being educated. The schools is down. When you think about in a neighborhood, the death of a neighborhood is when that school building goes down. So what schools are we having in our community that's up to par, right? That's really teaching our students, right? Giving them a fair chance and not teaching them to be inferior. What systems and what structures do we have available for our children, and where does that look like, in the future for us?
Right now you don't have nothing. Right now it really ain't nothing. It really ain't, man. It just I'm gonna be it's sad to say, if it wasn't for prison, I wouldn't have the trade I got. Be able to take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? It's sad to say that they give away a free trade to you long as you done caught a bit. And
right.
You gotta have time. You can't come in with 2 years, a year, nothing like that. You gotta have some time in before you can even get to the trade. Because you only can get it on your last year, and before that you have to have a history of no mess ups and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to you have to have some time, and it's like, okay, if you got some time, you can get some college while you there. You can get the free college while you're there if you got some time. But isn't
that baffling though?
Yeah, we can get it to you in the joint.
Think about that.
Free college, you can get it in the joint. Yeah.
When you talking about, I couldn't get college when I was out here.
You can't get it out here.
I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get a trade when I was out here in the streets.
Nope.
But as soon as I go to prison, right now, I'm afforded the opportunity to take a trade. Right. But think about it
because they get their end out of you.
But that's what I'm saying. They wait to the fact that they don't educate you when you're out here in the world. No, you can apply yourself. They wait till they got you in confinement.
They want that first.
Then they can make. Hey, I can get you to take these certificates. I can make this money off of you.
Make this money off you first.
And I can have these contracts, these jobs come in to make license plates. They ain't even doing license plates anymore. They doing a bunch of different things.
Some is. I was doing plates at Bellamy Creek. I was doing license plates at Bellamy Creek.
But they doing more than license plates now. They used to be. They used to be
the doing more than, and
they doing much more than license plates.
And your pay is like $12 a month on jobs. You know what I'm saying? You literally in prison, they paying you like $12 a month. The high end is $20-$25 in a month. You a grown man.
Think about that though. Yeah. But think about that, bro.
Yeah.
You $12 to $24 a month.
Yeah.
And that's for the month.
That's for the month.
And you working full time.
You working, you working out. You put some time in.
But this is what we talk about. But we find a lot of us back into these slavery days.
That's what it is.
Like that's actually what my grandfather told me, man. Listen, man, if y'all don't be careful, man, you'll find yourself back in slavery concept.
But it's the tax. Even if you get in a trade, even me going in and getting a trade, right?
Mhm.
That's still, they didn't do that for us. It still wasn't done for the, you know what I'm saying? Let's not get it twisted. I'm not a fool. It's still, that wasn't done because you just care so much about the black man, the young brother that was in the joint that had to do all that time, and you want him to be right when he come out. It really wasn't that. It's because you had all these companies that was like, listen, we'll buy in, you know what I'm saying, as long as we make money off it.
We buy in on this industry.
Yeah, I hire a felon.
Yeah.
But okay, I hire a felon at $20 an hour. That was one of my first jobs coming out. $20 an hour at a shop.
Yeah.
They hired me at $20 an hour. They getting an extra 20 an hour just for hiring me, though.
Just because you being a felon.
Just because I was a felon.
So
see, it still pays.
It's all beneficial.
Yeah. It wasn't this was, let's not get it twisted. Yeah, it wasn't like they really sat down and was
hey,
like,
listen, I see you did 20 years. Listen, let's get you a job.
Let's get you a job. We're gonna get you in this trade.
Man, listen, we did a contract with V3. Ventures 3, right? We're gonna go ahead and pay you $20 an hour, but we getting $40 an hour for this contract per person.
For this person.
Yeah, man. See, y'all got to be mindful of that, man. And then
still getting pimped out. You still
getting pimped out in some form of a way. But this is the thing, man. We don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we gotta be, pimped out. And I do see that, Jalil, man. The 13th Amendment allows for slavery to be reinstituted
under a felony conviction. And ain't that crazy?
That is true.
That's crazy that's even like it's crazy. That's an amendment. Like they saying, okay, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake, and we classify it as a felony, and we classify that your mistake as a felony, we can make you a slave.
We can incarcerate you in slavery.
We can make you a slave because that's what you are. You a slave. You a slave in.
And that's what we trying to get into these young folks' mind, man. Don't find yourself being a slave, right? Due to the 13th Amendment, right? When you're talking about when you convicted of a crime, a felony crime, they have in the amendment, they have the right to enslave you. So, man, don't lose your rights, man, off this type of silly stuff, man. I just really wish that we just have some type of form of just saying like, man, we're not gonna play this game no more. Let's not try to take the easy road anymore. Let's build, right? Let's take the slow road, right?
Yeah, take the slow.
Just like when they built the pyramids in Egypt, right? In Kemet, it took in time. And nothing happened overnight. Let's restructure ourselves to the point where now we saying, all right, listen, all right, well, let's get back to understanding what skill sets we got in our area, right? And let's understand like all the electricians, all the plumbers, all the skilled tradesmen. Let's take some of these young folks, man, put some programs around them so they can understand this, right? They can learn this game.
You look at the people that sustain. You look at the people that sustain over time. Like you got, okay, we think about it like a LeBron James or something, right? So you what just happened? We blacked out. The Fli-City Blackout. The camera out. See, you done said something about Neely. He got to the people. He done got to the people. Neely, we just talking about your practices, man. We ain't said nothing about you personally, man. We talking about your practices, man. You know, we should be able to come to another brother and let him know, like, man, you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. We don't think this is a good position for you. You know, because what you doing ain't into being a street nigga. We done bought into being a real nigga. You know, I was there before. You know what I'm saying? We done bought into all them type of concepts. We done bought into being a gangster. You know what I'm saying? We done bought into twisting up our fingers and representing blocks and hoods and representing a gang. We done bought into all of this type of stuff. You know, and that's all they needed for us to do was buy in. That was it. That's all they needed us to do was buy in. You know what I mean? They dropped off crack on us. They just needed us to buy in. We bought in and it tore us up. The minute they dropped off crack, they changed the laws and mass incarceration. They found money. They got the contracts with the private prisons right now. It's a real thing. Contracts with the private prisons. They have an agreement. See, the private prisons always make money because there's an agreement with the state. Listen, you're going to keep these beds this full. You're going to keep the beds full. If it dropped below this percentage, you owe us. You owe us. So the state not willing to let it drop under that percentage at all. So who you think they throwing up in there? They throwing you young brothers, young sisters, young black brothers and sisters, young brown brothers and sisters going in there at alarming rates. Alarming rates, man. You know? So it's not a game. It's not a game, man. And the young brothers and sisters, like, y'all supposed to be the next generation up. And you was right, DeWaun. If our generation, if we don't make moves, because right now we the last generation that really is rooted. Because the generation under us ain't learning nothing because they don't have no type of education. Ain't nobody teaching nothing. Ain't nobody building nothing. Ain't nobody creating nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about a quick come up. That's all they know. That's all these young brothers know, man. Everybody want to charge it. They can go hit the road, come back with 30 bands. They gonna go buy them a charge. You know what I'm saying? I know a good friend of mine, man, saved up money for a year just so he could buy a charge. Had him a nice charger too. I shot down in the D when he got it. He told me to come down there. I shot down there, rode around in the D with him. Had him a nice one. I mean, a nice one. You hear me? The scat. Whatever he want, I need a scat. Got him a new scat. Had it for 4 months. You know down there, they stealing everything. Yeah, that car for 4 months, they took that, they stole that car. My dog was sick. He called me like, man, I came outside, man. My car was gone. I said, what?
I ain't laughing at his unfortunate situation,
that
but that do be like that. Hey man, you try to save up for something, man, and it's taken from you. You know, my mom used to tell me,
yeah,
it wasn't mine in the first place.
Wasn't yours in the first place. Couldn't keep it. It was whoever took it. That was his. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, you paid cash for this? You paid cash? Thank you. That's sad, man. That's real. That's rough, man. That's rough, man. We got to get out of that criminal mindset for the brothers that did steal the car. You gotta get out of that criminal mindset, man, because karma a real thing too. Karma is a real thing, man. We got to get back to having a mindset of responsibility. I teach that to my kids all the time, is responsibility. That's the biggest thing I talk to them about. Other than God and their soul being right with God before it's over with, we go on to responsibility while you down here for your time. Because according to scripture, you got to give an account for every utterance that come out your mouth. Everything. So you want to be responsible. Be responsible. Think about what you're saying. Think about what you're doing. Put a thought into it. If it don't build into you, if it's not something that's gonna build you, it don't need to be around you. If it ain't gonna build you, it don't need to be around you. If she ain't gonna build you, she don't need to be around you. If he ain't gonna build you, he don't need to be around you.
Say that again.
It's simple as that. It's so many of us, we for the young men is chasing these women. Y'all chasing these women, man. Y'all doing everything y'all can to get her attention. You did everything you could to get her attention. You know what I'm saying?
Still ain't got it.
Still ain't got her attention. Still. You done thought of everything you could. The next move, now you hating on the next man because you hating on the nigga that she giving attention to. Now you hate her. Now you hate her. You know what I'm saying? Now you hate on her. You try to show her that he ain't no good. You better than him. You better than him. And you wonder why. You wonder why you can't get no attention. Like, y'all gotta chill, man. Stop chasing. And for you young women, man, y'all be saying too. Look at this little, you hear the little bear? This is a little bear. Hey, sound like a grown man. Yeah. Boy, grown man. I got a grown man over here, man.
Come on, baby. We just getting started, baby.
Hey, man, I got a grown man over here. This grown man over here. So I always tell people, I say, man, my son, I raised him. He ain't heard no other rap really other than me. You know what I'm saying? Because you know my message positive. My message gonna come off right. He ain't got no reason to desire to be a street dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm preparing, I'm producing all of the opportunities for him. Same as my daughters. Since I've been home, same as my daughters. Like, dog, y'all don't have no reason to want to be in the street, want to be in the hood, want to be out and with the in crowd. You know what I always tell? I say, man, the ones that I knew that partied all the time, that just had the good life when they was young, they struggling now. It's rough now. I think about the ones that, man, that stuck to it, that stuck to their business.
Yeah.
And they my age now, man, they had 18 years into a career, 20 years into a career. Like if I'd have had my mindset on that,
it'd be a different situation right now for sure.
Be a millionaire right now. You know what I mean? On the way though.
It's on the way.
On the way. We done blacked out again. Come on, man. We ain't said nothing else about you, dog. Let us be. Let us breathe. Got the powers that be, man. No, but blacked out again, man. Blackout. Fli-City Blackout. It's crazy though, man. People love this city, man. You from this city, man. Just be real. You from this city, you love this city. You love this city. You be thinking like, man, I don't know what it is about that city, man. It ain't nothing there. No good. You just love this city. The energy, the people. You know what I'm saying? There's some real good people in this city. The vibe. The vibe can be good. We just gotta let it be, man. We gotta let it be, man. Yeah, the real Fli-City Blackout is black. We blacked out. It's the real deal. But it's a vibe, man. People love this city because we all know what it could be because you know what it was. You know what the city was once upon a time, man. You know what I mean?
You know what? We just pushing for the day, man. That we can see some real changes around here.
That's it.
And everything that we all try to work towards, man. We still got a lot of work to do, man. We got a lot of efforts to put in. So, but it's gonna take everybody, man. So man, how do we want to close out the session? What type of message want to leave folks to think about?
All right.
Let them know some updates, but then also we gonna be back in the mix, y'all. We just hopped in.
Yeah, we getting back in the mix for real. So one updates, we still doing the board meetings. We go to the board meetings up at Hurley. Everybody been affected by Hurley Hospital. Let this be known. Hurley Hospital is a public hospital. McLaren not, but Hurley is a public hospital. It's owned by the public. It belongs to the public. Yeah. So the mistreatment, you know, that's an issue. The way people been treated when they come there. But it's a two-way fold because I gotta think about Nurse T, Tanisha Tucker, and she'll say this like, man, but what about the way we get treated as nurses and NAs and all that? It's a two-way fold. And so what we had to learn and we had to share with people was this: when you come into the hospital, when you come into the hospital, and when they first grab you and they take you to the back, You're not getting seen. And that's where a lot of the problems come in. Because when you get told, okay, go sit back in the waiting room, and you feel like, whoa, I'm back here now. Deal with me now. They like, man, you gotta go back to the waiting room. So when they tell you to go back to the waiting room, they bring you back, that's just triage. They just getting your information and all that. So they go send you back. So you already gotta have it in your mind. Already had it in your mind and be prepared for that. Unless you got like a open bleeding wound or something like that. Now, I did bring up the thing to the board at Hurley, like, man, whatever happened to the nurses that go around in the waiting room and constantly check the people that's sitting out there. See, that would alleviate the young sister dying in the waiting room. Because you got somebody out, you got a couple nurses in the waiting room checking up on everybody. How you feeling? You know, I know you're waiting a little long, you know what I'm saying? You might be out for an hour or two. So how you feeling right now? You okay? Checking temps, you know what I'm saying? Just because you checked my temp 2 hours ago, or my blood pressure 2 hours ago. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no doctor. I ain't no nurse. I don't know what's going on with me. 2 hours later, it might be spiked high. So the board meetings is this coming Wednesday. They do the last Wednesday every month. They do the Hurley board meetings. It's open to the public. You can come in there, you can sign a paper, and you can speak to the board members of Hurley. And you can express your concerns. And it's serious because when we get calls, me, Brother Jalil, when we get calls about Sister Muhammad, when people like that, when we get calls about what's going on to people that go to Hurley, when they call us and have their complaints in, it's like, okay, listen, you can come and make that same complaint to the board on the last Wednesday every month. So this Wednesday coming up, we will be at Hurley Hospital. It's at 5 o'clock, I believe. It starts at 5. I believe that board meeting start at 5. I'm gonna be late. Man, I don't know if I might not even be make, but that board meeting start at 5. And Jalil, if I'm wrong, put it back. Let me know what time it start. I believe it start at 5. But my new work schedule might be rough for me to be there. But what I'm saying is, you can come. From the public, you can come. Hurley affects everybody. It's affecting everybody, the way people been treated Hurley. So Hurley affecting everybody. So that's one of the things. And so what I want to leave you with is this. Let's get out of the complaining stage and start getting on some action. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to complain about something. Everybody can complain about something. Me and DeWaun, we can sit here, we can run down a list of things we could complain about. You know what I'm saying? We can think about millions of things to complain about. Boom, this ain't right, this ain't right, this ain't right. But if ain't no action been done, ain't nobody put no action forward, it ain't nothing but complaints. Right. And it ain't going nowhere. It's just wasted time. So we need some action. Start putting some action. If you don't like what's going on in your neighborhood, start being active in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You don't like what's going on at your job, start being active at the job. You don't like what's going on at the school, start being active at the schools. Whatever you ain't feeling, start doing something to affect it, to get the change that you're looking for.
I respect that.
That's how you live. That's living. That's living, man. That's living. There's no more sitting back. You can't afford to sit back no more and just chill. These young brothers, these young sisters, these kids that's coming up. I got all these kids. I can't afford to just sit back and chill. I need things to be changed for them, so by the time they get my age, they ain't having the same fight and the same argument, man. We still got the same fight and the same argument since the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, that's frustrating, man.
That is crazy. It's 2022, man.
I'm bad as heck about that.
It's 2022. We still fight. You having the same fight.
I want to put this, since we in the vein of having the same fight, I want us to understand that Black people in America still own 1/2 or 1%. There's 1/2 of 1%.
1/2 of 1%.
That's 1/2 of 1% of the nation's wealth. Just like we did back in 1860s, man. And it's just like so daunting that, feel like we just ain't moving forward. It's a very hurtful feeling to feel like we ain't just move forward. We ain't gain wealth, right? We not building wealth. And you can look at that when you go outside your door. You see you don't own nothing in your neighborhood. You don't own nothing in your neighborhood. That should be a clear sign to say, like, something ain't right. Let's get our affairs in order. But what it's going to take for us to really, we be talking about that. What it's going to take for us to really say, like, all right, we're going to put a plan together. We're going to take a whole, all right, resources in our community. We're gonna take a hold of our economics in our neighborhoods, and then we're gonna start building out to where we got many downtowns in our neighborhoods. When we gonna get on that type of time?
Is this possible?
See, I'm just like I'm sick of just waiting to see when it's gonna happen. I'm just saying, like we either gonna die like this or we gonna get activated.
We seem like we still waiting. We waiting for the government to drop off us some funds. We waiting for some funds to be dropped off. So we waiting for the government to just be like, you know what? We apologize for the way we treated y'all. Here goes some money for all the black folks. They're not giving it to us. They done showed us that. They gave Asians money. They gave Japanese money. Every other race has had some form of reparation for what they went through. But here it is, the race that went through the worst. We ain't got a cent for it. Nothing. So instead of, it take everybody to be 100% dissatisfied in order for us to get a total change. You're absolutely right, Jaleel. Everybody got to be dissatisfied. And we talking about even all the way up to the black folks as millionaires right now. Like, you got to be dissatisfied. You had to be because that's what it is. Like they a lot of us, we can be quieted because of status. So we can be quieted. You know what I'm saying? That's why you get people like the Oprah Winfrey. She ain't ever talking about the struggle for black folks and what we go through. The Tyler Perry's, the TD Jakes, even these big time pastors, like, cause you padded, you in a position with the powers that be, and they only allow you to say so much. Even our rap artists, our music, the music. The music. I remember saying one time on Black City, on Fli-City Blackout once before I put it out, and I showed people a lot of people seen the video up on YouTube. I mean on Facebook, where one of the music engineers, one of the music company owners was talking about what happened in the meeting that they had in the early '80s about not signing no more positive artists. Taking the money from out of the positivity and saying, we want those that's gonna rap about violence, guns, women, stuff like that. That's all we want. That's what we want. And then you think about, I don't know if y'all know the story of Too Short. Too Short was a positive artist at first.
They steered him wrong.
They told him, nah, we ain't paying for that. We'll pay for you to say this though. Call women this, bees, and talk about that. We'll pay you for that. And so he went for it. So why you think why you think the most deaths and the Rakims and people like that, why you think them brothers, the KRS-Ones, you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with everything KRS believe in, but this message, you'll never hear KRS-One talking about sliding on the op. You ain't never hear KRS-One dancing talking about, but I ain't dead.
He gonna slide on somebody though. It ain't gonna be us though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So he not destroying the mindset here of the people. Man, we got to get out of that.
So man, listen, that's a very strong message. Went black again.
Blackout, baby.
Blackout. So that's a very strong message, right? When we talk about now, we just switching it up to audio only. Audio only, baby.
Audio. We audio. Look at you see the thing growing in the background of that Fli-City Blackout as we get louder. That's dope.
Audio, baby. We just audio right now, but nah, man, listen, all you rappers, all you film directors, all you people that's in entertainment. Listen, man, we need y'all to step up, be stronger, man, be about the culture, do something that's gonna make your mama proud. Make sure your grandma can come out, she can listen to it too. We got to stop buying into the elements of what they want our music to sound like, because it ain't about us. That ain't no representation of us. We ain't never been about killing each other and taking each other out. That's never been about our culture. So we have to go ahead and tune up, pony up, start denouncing that stuff. Ain't about no money. You know, I'd be more happy broke around here. At least I know I'm strong with my positions, right?
Sell out.
Versus been selling out and looking like I'm just all over the place. Y'all stop doing that mess, man. We need y'all to stand strong, man. So all our athletes, our musicians, everybody, let's learn to get it together, man. Get right, man. Hit us with some parting words, brother D.
Well, the best thing I can give y'all, man, is this, man. You were created by a creator, God. You were created by a creator. You have a purpose. There is purpose in you. As a young black man, young black female, brown, black man, black female, you are chosen. God's chosen people. You are a royal priesthood. That you are. Not by birth. Not by birth. Because God picked you for that, right? As long as you live in life apart from God, you do not have that title. You do not have that that covering as a priest, as a king, as a child of God. You don't have that as long as you living apart from God. So if ever you decide you want to be the best who you are, wherever you are, if you decide you want to get the best you out of this life, the only way you can do that is to tap in with the creator. That's it. Because apart from the creator, you can when you trying to figure it out, trying to do your best, you always gonna fall short of what you could have been. Always. Not even close to what it could have been. I would say, lean not to understand and trust the Lord in all the ways, and He'll acknowledge your path. And that man is not that man is not sufficient of himself. Meaning you can't do it for yourself, man. You can't do it yourself. Got to be tapped into the creator.
We don't even want to do it ourselves, man. Hey, listen. Hey, man. That was a very strong outing today, bro. Man, we just appreciate everybody just tapping in with us. We're gonna bring the visuals back. We appreciate everybody tapping in with us. Just having a conversation about where we need to be, where we need to take it. You know, just some real gut wrenching conversations is what we need. Man, let's be better people.
Yeah.
Let's leave a better generation behind us. Let's be better. Let's leave this world better than how we found it. You know what I mean? We ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves. And I'm gonna lead with it. I'm gonna lead with that. At the end of the day, man, we ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves, man. We can say what the white man done to us or what type of situations have put us into these circumstances. But now we can't perpetuate the same behaviors. We can't carry out the same activity that was going on during Reconstruction. We can't be acting like we still hate each other. We can't pin the young against the old, the light against the dark. Man, denounce all that stuff, man. If you really care about this culture, you really care about this community, it's time to show up. It's time for us to do something for ourselves. It's time for us to start really engaging in voting. Let's stop talking about our vote don't matter, because that's what they want you to think. They don't want you to be engaged. They don't want you to be at the table. At the end of the day, man, we need to be at the table. Don't nothing move. Don't nothing push until we do it. So start learning that, man. It's going to, at the end of the day, however the turnout outcome's going to be, it's going to be because we did it. So if we ain't engaged enough, we ain't been a part of it, we don't know what's going on, then we can't be mad if they still in our city, extracting our resources,
right?
You know, selling our babies out, right? You can't be mad because you wasn't there to defend them. So, and I put a post up the other day, man. What happened when the shepherd is no longer there to protect the sheep?
The wolves.
The wolves is out, baby. They is out, baby. And I'm trying to tell you, if you ain't been listening, right?
Barbecue chicken, man, barbecue lamb,
jerking you up, man, putting bays in you. They just wrapping you up. You like the little pig on a little show. You just like turning around. They just waiting to go ahead and just get to you. They done glazed you up, got wine and champagne ready to go, and you just sleep. Listen, don't be sleeping, be cooked, right? Let's not let that happen no more. Listen, we gonna turn this thing up and we gonna turn out. We appreciate y'all from tapping in. We got a few announcements to let y'all know. We will be doing the spotlight nights next month. So if you got your vendors, if you got your performances, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for poets, musicians, live bands. We taking it there, right? Come on out, man. Have your good time. If you got a vendor business, we love to support you. At the same time, man, we will be meeting for our BLMs. We'll be back at the Oak Business Center. Y'all come on down and come see what we're talking about. Come and get engaged, be a part of something better than yourself, right?
Yeah, come be a part of the community, man. Come get in this thing, man. Stop being on the outside looking in, because I see all the time somebody always got something to say. We're black Lives Matter Flint at when this
I was
happened?
gonna say that.
When this
Where you
happened?
at? Now, where you at,
when this
bud?
happened? Well, where was you?
Where was you at,
Where
bro?
was you?
Listen, we been out here.
Yeah, it's only so many of us.
Yeah,
Like
so
we
many-
only can be in so many places, so we need more of y'all.
So many battle
Come on.
stars, baby. What's up,
Come
man?
on.
Where you at? Yeah,
Don't
you
start
gonna let us
attacking.
die on the
Yeah.
field?
We gotta get out of attacking each other. If you active in the community and I'm active in the community, there's no reason why we should be attacking each other. You know what I'm saying? That ain't making no sense. So everybody that's active, we need to get active together, man.
Let's
Be active together, man, and be one move, one front moving, man, and we can make something happen, man.
He said it best, man. So listen, we're gonna tap back in with y'all. We're gonna be doing this more often. We're gonna get back in. We live in effect. We got some different shows for you. So we just asking y'all to tap back in, man. Join in, man. Come on in and build with us. Let's work. Let's make some real things happen. Let's do something for the city of Flint. Let's do something for ourselves. So with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all to tapping into the Blackout, man. I'm Royale X, aka DeWaun E Robinson.
Ape Soul, aka Darius Hollins.
We tapped in, tapping out.
Tapping out now. Blackout, baby. It should have went black. It should have went black. Now it won't go black.
Now we should turn